Hey, it's me, Vicky Marie. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in this crazy world we're living in. And there's an update on the case of Summer Wells. Now, most of you will know about this case. This little girl's face has haunted anyone who's interested in true crime, missing children. Where is this girl? This little girl, she went missing quite a few years ago now. Let's just have a look. How long ago was it? Was it 5 years or more? No, it's more than 5 years perhaps. Or not. Anyway, she went missing in Tennessee in the United States, not far from where Sebastian Rogers has gone missing. Now, it's one of those cases that was so mysterious. Again, we hear it so often, don't we? A child playing at home there in quite a remote property there in the woods. Summer was supposedly playing, and then she went inside into her room and then disappeared. And then her mum, Candace, couldn't find her after that. There's been a lot, the parents have come under a lot of suspicion. There's been a lot of theories that the parents had something to do with Candace and Don. It's an ongoing sort of saga that has gone on since, I think, 2022, was it, that she went missing? Let's see. I'm trying to find... Oops. So, 2021. So she disappeared from her home in Rogersville, Tennessee, on the evening of June the 15th, 2021. Now, what can we say? I don't think there's really been any proper leads. I mean, there's been lots of leads. There was lots of searches. Apparently her dad Don was at work when she went missing, and he believes, this is Don's opinion, her father Don believes that Summer was abducted by a non-relative, and apparently her mother Candace and the grandma who lives on the property in a trailer all passed polygraph tests. So it's got quite a few sort of similarities, to the Sebastian Rogers case or Jack and Lily Sullivan, etc. I don't know if in Gus Lamont case the family have done lie detector tests or not. But she was 5 years old when she went missing. She's been missing for 4 years, so she would be 9 now. So it's Don's conviction that somebody snatched her, and that Don has come under so much suspicion. I mean, there were definitely problems there, familial problems. Don does have an arrest record for domestic violence. Another strange thing in this case is that Summer's auntie, the sister of Candace, she also disappeared, but she was, an adult. She also disappeared and nobody knows what happened to her. So, in families, you think one missing person is bad enough, isn't it? But to have two people missing, presumed dead, I suppose, is strange, isn't it? But there you go, it happens. Some families seem to get more bad luck than others, more tragedy than others. I think we all suffer tragedy, don't we, in our lives, losing people. But, most of the time it's losing someone in the natural progression of things, losing your parents as they get elderly or grandparents, etc. It's quite unusual to lose a child, for a child to go missing. It is, even though it happens a lot, it is, in the scale of things, in percentages, etc., it's unlikely to happen to somebody, but it happens, and until you are that parent of that child that goes missing, you don't know how it feels, I suppose. She's so cute, this girl. And look at her little face. And all the photos of her, she's always smiling. No, she looks happy, but of course you never know what's going on in domestic situations, do you? So, of course, Don and Candace, they also lost their other children afterwards. They were taken off them, put into care. Though they have been cleared of all wrongdoing. I believe that the other children, the 3 brothers I think she's got, they're in foster homes, and I don't think they'll be going back to Candace and Don. But Candace and Don, just not that long ago, actually, it was announced that there would be no charges of like child endangerment, etc. So maybe they're just chaotic parents as opposed to abusive parents. Candace has a YouTube channel. To me, I think Candace seems genuinely heartbroken by Summer's disappearance, which doesn't mean to say she doesn't know what happened to her. I don't know what happened to Summer. It may be that Candace does. Could have been an accident. Something could have happened. Could have been a cover-up. I don't know. But she does seem to me that she is genuinely heartbroken over Summer. Anyway, so let's cut to the chase. So the news that's coming out, and it's interesting because, although the police are always saying that they are still investigating this case, of course, there has been no news for quite a long time. But now there are. There is little tiny bit of news. Are they onto something? I tell you that if it turns out that Summer is found to have been abducted by somebody else and something, foul play, and nothing to do with the family, there's a lot of apologies that should go out there from YouTubers, especially, to be honest. There's been a lot of people have made a lot of videos sort of casting shade on the family. And don't get me wrong, it could be that the family are connected, but I tell you, until there's any evidence, we have to rely on evidence. Anyway, the latest news, if I can find it now, it's disappeared. It always disappears. Yeah, apparently they have had a lead. And they're followed the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation are following up a lead on the case around 10 miles away from Summer's family home. And they were following up this lead on November the 13th. They went to a property around 10 miles away from her family home on November the 13th. Now, what they haven't announced, of course, is what happened with that lead and if they found anything. But what it does show, of course, is even 4 years later, they are still investigating. So they said that agents and detectives were following up on a lead in the case in the 3,500 block of Van Hill Road in Greenville, which is 9.8 miles away from Summer's family home on Ben Hill Road in Rogersville. But they're unable to confirm details regarding the tip or if agents found anything at the location. So that's literally it. It's just a little nugget. They're saying still the investigation is active and ongoing, and people with any information should call the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. But yeah, following up on a lead in the case. So I presume now this has only just been released, this information, even though it happened on November the 13th, which is 6 days ago. It's bound to, now people are going to start looking at it, aren't they? Who lives there? Who lives at that property that they've been and investigated? Was anything found? What is the tip? Is there any, is there any sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Is there any sort of veracity in this, in the sense of, is this a person in particular they're investigating? Or, the tip could be anything. It could be somebody phoning up anonymously and saying, look, you need to go and search that property, and just putting the phone down. That's literally how, we just don't know what the tip is. Or it could be somebody actually going into the police station, naming a person, giving a reason why they think that property should be investigated. Or, as I say, it could just be an anonymous tip. Go and investigate that property. You may find something to do with summer there. Put the phone down. So we don't know. I hope we'll find out. I hope the Tennessee Bureau, what I hope more than anything is it does give a break in the case, and summer, one way or another, gets found. She's another one of these little ones that you just think, someone who's 5 years old disappears and is at sea for 4 years. You can't imagine that they're going to be alive. But it does happen. It does happen. So just thought I'd let you know, because it's circulating on social media today. And just hope and pray that there is something to this. Thanks for watching. Thanks for caring about summer. I'll see you really soon in the next video. And until then, may your God go with you.